Lena and her friends were returning from a party in a small town far from the busy highways. It was past midnight when their old SUV pulled onto a narrow road surrounded by dense forest. Fog drifted over the ground, and the road seemed endless. "It's so empty here," Lena said, looking out the window. "There aren't even any streetlights." "It's a country road." Anton, the driver, grinned. "What did you expect? A highway?" I have a strange feeling," she added quietly, averting her gaze. The company drove in silence until the old receiver began to hiss. Instead of music, there were strange whispers, as if someone was speaking directly into the speaker. "What the?" Anton reached for the tuning knob, but the sound did not stop. Suddenly a figure appeared in front of them. It was a woman in old-fashioned clothes. She stood right in the middle of the road, and her face was hidden by a thick fog. Anton pressed the brakes sharply, but the car did not seem to stop in time. There was a thud. "Did you hit her?" Lena screamed, grabbing her seatbelt. Everyone jumped out of the car, but there was no one on the road. "I definitely saw her. We hit her." Anton was clutching his head, looking around. "There's no one here," said Vika, Lena's friend. She looked at the empty road, lit only by headlights. Suddenly a strange sound like crying came from the forest. It was faint, but clearly audible. "It's her," Lena whispered. "We have to get out of here." "No, we have to make sure she's all right," Anton said stubbornly. No sooner had they taken a step than the headlights began to blink. A woman appeared on the road, right in front of the car. Her face was finally visible. It was pale, and her eyes seemed empty, like a doll's. "You made a mistake," came a cold voice. Lena felt her heart freeze. The woman raised her hand and pointed toward the forest. "The curse of the lonely road is yours now," she said, and her figure vanished as if dissolved into mist. The engine of the car stopped, and the surroundings became eerily quiet. The boys felt that they were trapped on a road where none of the rules of reality applied anymore. The car stood motionless. The engine was no longer responding, and a thick fog was thickening around the road. Ahead lay only endless emptiness, behind the road disappearing in a milky haze. Anton desperately turned the key in the ignition. "Damn, it just won't start," he shouted, hitting the steering wheel with his fist. It's because of her," Lena whispered, sitting in the back seat. "She did something." "Did you hear what she said? The curse of the lonely road," Vika added, her voice shaking. "What does that even mean?" Anton wasn't listening to them. He got out of the car and walked around it, trying to find some reason why the engine had stalled. But everything looked normal, except for one detail. There was a strange mark imprinted on the hood, like a palm, but with long, thin fingers, as if they were